Good morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the partially mask-wearing militant state of Michigan on a very wet Wednesday morning. I was going to do a vlog yesterday, but then this came up yesterday, so I thought I would just combine the two. So the first one is kind of a little bit about the movie Trading Places. I'm sure a lot of you watched it. Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, and there's a line in the movie after they've made their money at the commodity exchange, and Eddie Murphy, the line was, well, they found the best way to hurt rich people is to make them poor people. So I thought I would show you once again a statement from the performance of my Roth IRA. So here it is. That's right, we're down 25%. Build back better, baby. Build back better. Now, I'm not rich, so 25% probably means, I don't know if it means more or less to me than it does a rich person. I don't know if I would like to have $1 billion and find out I'm down to 750 million, how much of a difference in my life that would make. 100,000 down to 75,000, I think that's a significant amount of money. That's not what I have. I'm just saying, I think that's probably more than 25,000 or 25,000. To lose that is a little different than 25 mil. That may be more important. So I think this lends to the border crisis never really got a lot of print, and it wasn't personal until they started busing these people to sanctuary cities and to Martha's Vineyard. It didn't really start hitting home. It didn't really start getting personal until that's what happened. And I think the same thing is talk when they on the news or some of the commentary as they talk about the economy. I think that's too big or too broad of a subject. I think they need to dissect that. And they need to talk about, gee, how's your Roth IRA doing these days under the current Dimension chief? And you know something? It can get worse, and it will get worse if you vote these rat bastards back into office. So I think they should really start talking about retirement accounts and not so much about the economy in general. That's the first thing. The second thing is Tulsi Gabbard has left the Democratic Party. She is no longer a member of the Democratic Party. Now, I can see some good and I can see some, I'm not going to get head over heels. Now, some of you may call me out on this and say I'm kind of a fanboy of Tulsi. Oh, I'll readily admit that right now. I mean, I really feel like partial credit should be given. I've talked about she should have a cabinet position. I've talked about her being a bigger challenge to Donald Trump than the other Democratic candidates. So, although I am extremely happy about this, there is a little bit of apprehension, because to me this is sort of like Donald Trump being in office, and oh geez, he gets to appoint a Supreme Court justice, and oh, he's going to pick a real conservative judge, a real constitutional judge like Kavanaugh, and then half the time they side with Elena Kagan. So you never really know what you're going to get in a Supreme Court justice. So I don't really think you're always going to know what you're going to get with Tulsi Gabbard. But it certainly isn't what the Democrats want. Nothing is going to be what the Democrats want. So I think it's a good thing because she is going to appeal. This is going to put Tulsi into rock star status. They're going to look to her for more answers, and I think you'll see her on TV a lot more. She's really going to appeal to the moderate Democrat base. She's going, and I think she's going to appeal to a lot of the Republicans that are, shall we say, non-MAGA. I think she's going to be talking to a large base of voters out there, both sides of the aisle, which I think is good for Republicans, but I also think this could spell trouble for Donald Trump if he should decide to run for re-election, because as much as her and Trump agree, I don't think she likes him that much as a person. And I think sort of siding with him also can be very divisive. I think she would like someone, for instance, a DeSantis that's sort of everything Trump is without the tweets, without the mean tweets. I really think that's what Tulsi was when she was running for the Democratic presidential nomination. So, as much as I think she aligns with Trump, I'm not sure she could ever throw support to Donald Trump. I think she would go third party if it was a Trump-Biden election again. And I think she'd get a lot of votes. But I know a lot of you, I know some of the 10 of you that watch this don't like Tulsi. And I get that. But I think for the most part, it's good for the Republicans, bad for the Democrats. I also think she should, Tudor Dixon, because it's been confirmed that Tudor watches Treasure Troller. I think Tudor should do a couple of things. First thing is she should get Tulsi Gabbard here to stump for her. And it's even not necessarily talking for a Republican candidate, but talking about the values that she holds, that sort of exemplifies through this candidate, which happens to be Tudor Dixon. I also think she should get the restaurant owner that was jailed and the barbershop owner that had his license suspended from by the administration of the dictator and governor, Gretchen Whitmer, up on stage with Tulsi Gabbard. That's the first thing Tudor needs to do. The second thing she needs to do is she needs to say, as soon as I'm elected, I'm signing off and letting the Little River Band of Ottawa Indians build that casino in Muskegon. It's an absolute win-win if she does this. There wasn't a politician in Muskegon that agreed with Whitmer's decision to delay this. It's a huge economic boom for Muskegon, and I think it wins for Muskegon. I don't know why she hasn't done it already. But Tudor, it's been confirmed you watch Treasure Troller. So that would be the two things that I would do in the next couple of weeks. Get Tulsi here up on stage talking about supporting law enforcement, the Constitution, and have two people that were jailed or their livelihoods taken away from this by this dictator who, although she'll take your license to cut hair away, you know, by God, her husband feels it's okay to get their boat in the lake a little bit early, or she can fly down to Florida, or she can put a bunch of sick people in nursing homes. Yeah, I think you need Tulsi here, and get those two up on stage. Maybe some families that had their relatives put in the nursing homes. Really go all out. But that's about it. Yeah, Build Back Better. It's not working for me. Financially, it's just not working for me. They need to take the economy thing. They need to dissect it. They need to dissect it. Bring it down to individuals and how they're making us poor in the retirement accounts. And you need to get Tulsi involved in the Michigan gubernatorial election. And I do think it's going to be good for Republicans, but like I said, there's a little bit of cautious optimism in there, because you never quite know exactly what you're going to get. But I do think overall it's a big win for moderate voters. So with that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.